guys, welcome to Pony 411. This is part 2 of our Everfree Northwest coverage. I'm Alcatraz, and with me is Nemesis again.
Yo.
What did we do on Saturday? Been pretty light, actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not a huge amount. We started off, we went to a couple panels. Nemesis here went to one before I went to one, so which one did you go to?
Yeah, this was a pony psychology panel of sorts. It was about the characters, particularly main six, and just kind of the psychology of who they are and what, stuff. And some of the stuff that pops up sometimes in fanfics and how to, I guess, sometimes do it right. It was an interesting panel. One of the writers, Brony writer, he does a lot of stuff with them being serial killers. So,
oh boy,
because that's part of what he does. Like when he went for college for. So it's like, got social deviance and all that stuff. So he's got a big fascination with that sort of stuff. And so he was like talking about one of the things was he had for Fluttershy to do that, he had to make her a mercy killer and whatnot. But there's also just talking about like the different things they would possibly have if they were like real people, like what conditions they might have. Like Fluttershy would be anxiety disorder, Rarity would be OCD, Dash would be ADHD. Twilight would actually be obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
Yeah.
Or she has signs of it, not necessarily she does have it. The psychologist thinks she probably doesn't actually have it. Also, they almost all agree that Applejack's probably the most stable of all of them.
Probably.
She's just the one with the crazy friends.
Yep.
I don't think they really talked about Pinky oddly enough.
She's too easy.
They also, because Applejack came up just because of the whole Applejack is often they're talking about just Applejack's probably the least favorited pony of the six, just because she's the most balanced and that's kind of the most boring.
Yeah, it's probably why she gets kind of relegated. Background pony jokes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was overall an interesting panel. Just kind of talk. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, but I think it actually been better than I was expecting. It's just talking about who they are as how the characters and how you can write that and develop it and how and just kind of extrapolate from there and kind of putting them in a situation like nature versus nurture came up a bit, and it's just kind of extrapolating from like what we've seen in the show and how we can go from there and how would they react to certain situations, and even why would they do things that seem out of character but might actually be something they might actually do.
Interesting. Yeah, I missed that one. It would have been fun. But instead, I went to a pony programming panel. It was pretty basic if you already know some programming stuff, but it was a little bit interesting. There was 4 people up on stage that are programmers. There was the guy who made Pony Clicker, Feldo, who does Pony FM and pretty much Ponyverse, MLP forums and all that sort of stuff. Penstroke is actually there because he is actually a programmer as well. And one other, and they talked about their experiences and the things that they've built for the fandom, and they talked about how to do that, how to get into programming, or what to expect, or things that they've learned during that whole process, and it was actually pretty interesting. After that, we had a little bit of a break. Wandered around. We went back into the vendor hall.
Yeah. We actually bought more stuff.
Spent more money.
I spent more than I did yesterday. That's kind of a bad thing in a way.
Yeah. So
I got one of the con plushies.
You did?
Marina. Apparently the most popular because she sold out, or she supposedly sold out, then they found a box for her and I was able to go grab one.
Yeah. That's an Orca pony.
Yeah, it's a Marina.
Yep.
They had also front page and Mocha, but I wasn't really interested in either one of those. I also bought a Sunset Shimmer patch. I'm going to try to put it on my coat at some point in the future. And I got, Silver Slinger pendant.
Yep, I got one of those too. They are really cool.
So nice. And saw a couple of people around. Planning on buying something else tomorrow. Hopefully it works out.
Yep, always trying to budget and time. So yeah, after that, I personally went to go to get an autograph.
Yeah.
I have my Journal of the Two Sisters book written by Amy Keating Rogers.
Who do you think autograph it?
Yeah, I went and got her to autograph it. It was really surprising when I went in there. I don't know if it was just timing-wise, but there was, like, no one in there.
Yeah, I think you just had weird timing.
Yeah, because pretty much what I saw, the only people who were there, the only crowd was all there for Andrea.
Yeah.
It wasn't super long. I mean, Peter New was just sitting in there, no one there.
Yeah, I think at this point, because Andrea's been here like every year, so a lot of the regulars kind of already have her signature.
Well, they were lined up for Andrea.
Well, and I'm just saying, and Peter News also been. I think you even said that the crowd was not that big either. So.
Yeah, that was not a very big crowd. Period. So it might have been a timing. It may have just been that everyone wanted to get a picture with the dog.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I went and got my autograph. So that was cool.
Yeah, I checked out the charity auction real quick just to see a couple things. There was this card mat that was signed by so many people that was donated by Line Monkeys.
Yeah, it was
went
Line
for
Monkeys.
$1,100.
Yeah, that was really cool.
They raised a total of over $17,000.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So that was pretty nice in and of itself. That was also the guy in a banana suit who won a can of horse fame from Dusty Cat, and apparently Dusty Cat actually fed it to him or something. I'm quite sure. I had to duck out, so I didn't quite see it.
Speaking of bananas, I did hear that they sold, I think, 2 bananas they auctioned
Signed
off.
bananas.
Signed bananas. I think that's been a staple every year here. They have the signed bananas.
We're kind of weird out here.
We are. I mean, it's Seattle. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after that, we went to another panel.
Yeah.
Head-to-head cannon.
Yeah. Wasn't quite what I was expecting when
Not
I read the
quite.
description.
I don't think it was quite what some of the people on the panel were expecting
One in
either.
particular.
Yeah, one in particular. Kind of feel bad for Dr. Wolf.
Basically, in the panel, what they did was someone would suggest a situation or talk about something in the show, and then they'd try to explain it with their own headcanon. The thing was they'd have to try to top each other with more, often increasingly ridiculous stories about how that works.
And a lot of them were completely ridiculous and hilarious.
What was it? Like one card game was a super fight or something?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that one. I
Something
can't
like
remember.
that.
Yeah, that super game where you just you have to it's the same sort of thing basically. Apparently it's been at several conventions, and yeah, it's kind of funny because it just got absolutely ridiculous, and sometimes the audience would jump in with their own stuff, and
Yep, and sometimes the audience would come up with better ideas than the writers on the panel.
there was a couple weird moments just because someone asked an odd question or just tried to say something that just didn't quite make sense, but for the most part, it was actually pretty well done and very entertaining.
Yep, and the little girl up front who completely won.
Yeah, one thing. She says one thing, and just everyone, like, yep, you win. Yeah, like I said, that one Dr. Wolf, he apparently, I don't think he realized what this was going to be.
I don't think. Well, because I know in the beginning, one of the people was missing who was supposed to kind of run it a little bit more, was late. And some of the people on the panel didn't really have a good description.
I was there pretty early, so what happened was they actually had multiple panel suggestions based on this idea of headcanons. They kind of merged them together. I think Dr. Wolf might have been a victim of that merger, just kind of messing up what he thought it would be versus what it actually wound up being, so he kind of wound up contributing almost nothing to it.
Yeah. Kind of feel bad for him.
Just kind of sat there for 2 hours, just... Yeah, I don't think I think he wasn't expecting it to be that either, and just kind of I wound up being entertained by it, so I'm happy it was not what I expected it to be, but
yeah, it was fun for me too. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Mm.
So
it was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, other than that, we haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, nothing else really. Yeah, we said it was pretty light.
Yeah, we'll probably be heading to the concert later.
We did last night.
We did last night.
Sleepy Pony was awesome.
Sleepy Pony was awesome. So was Nautica. So was some other ones.
I think Seventh Element did a pretty good job too. He
did pretty good. I will say, I think they need to watch their AV crew. Yeah. They had some AV issues, but the performers were amazing. That's what we did today. Hope you tune in tomorrow when we get to part 3.
The final part of Everfree.
Yep. So tune in then.